but like the whole thing was a shower. So if you were like by the sink, then you would still get like rained on by the shower. It was just really strange.
That is really strange. That would be a huge shower.
Right? The whole bathroom was a shower and there was a drain in the middle.
I don't know if I like that or not.
I don't like it.
Like
I
just
I
like
like
this-
open showers. Like
Yeah.
it feels nice. But I
don't want like a giant shower. Like a nice size I'm here for. I
yeah.
also don't want like those ones that, you'll see posted online where it's spraying you from all directions, or
I don't
it's like
like
the
that.
whole just like raining down from the entire
I need
ceiling.
to be
I don't
able
like that.
to like step out of it.
Yeah,
I
don't
like the rain down from the ceiling. I'd like that.
See, I don't, because I want my face to not be getting sprayed. Like every time I have to, actually put my face under the thing, it feels like I'm being fucking waterboarded.
Oh,
I'm like, I don't know. It just is like
I mean,
running
you
over
have to
like,
hold your breath and everything.
like,
Yeah.
Because I like to do that, like, when you're trying to cool off. I like to take really hot showers, and then at the end of the shower, I just turn it as cold as I can. And then that just feels real nice, especially like on my scalp. So I put my whole face under like the cold water, but then if I, when I need to take a breath, like I have to move out. Otherwise, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Are we podcasting right now?
I turned it on like halfway through your dream because I was like, wait, this is interesting.
You're an asshole. You didn't even tell me.
I wanted it to be organic.
What if it was a really weird dream that I didn't want on the podcast?
I would just cut it off. It's fine. Do you want it to not be on there?
No, it's just fucking weird.
Anyway.
It's not the first time I've dreamt about my mom, but snack time.
39, everybody.
Everybody give it up for day 39.
It's spooky season, so we're going to have spooky podcast.
Oh, fuck.
Huh?
Do I need to do art for the spooky cast?
Preferably. I can use the same ones we used last year.
Yeah, I'm going to need time and, be off of work. I got a job, so that's new too. Look at Logan's paws. He's just laying super comfortably on my bed right now and just has both of his front paws stretched out in front of him.
Anyway, spooky season.
We are living spooky season to its fullest this year because it's the only thing left that brings me joy.
Yeah, I've stopped pretending, or I've stopped accepting that that I don't have enough money to buy all of the decorations, and I've just started buying the decorations. For years I've been like, I can't afford it, and now I'm like, I don't care.
I love them. They consist of
I almost bought that fucking skeleton dog again, and I didn't have my wallet when we went to Target.
That was smart. Yeah, that was smart. How big is it though? Is it like Bella size?
No, it's a little smaller. I would say it's like between Bella and like Night.
Does it have the ears? Is it that one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
It's
I
really
know.
cute.
Yes, it's very cute. Very spooky. Very fun. I want to have him in our yard and put a little collar on him and decorate him.
Give him a bandana.
Yeah.
Excuse my talking with my mouth full. I will probably be eating spooky Oreos the whole time because
Okay. Since all of our dogs are too fluffy to wear,
oh my god,
we can dress him up year round.
that's what we can do with all the shirts that are too small for everybody.
Exactly. So we've been just like going
Also,
ham.
Again, I'm sorry if this sounds horrible because I still don't know how to fix everything. I think
It's
we're
just
gonna get rid
going
of
to
this
be a
thing because it's
consistent
pissing me off.
problem. Yeah. And it's not worth it. But
That should just be normal disclaimer by now.
yeah.
If it's super loud and it blows out your eardrums, I'm so sorry. Anyway, whatever. So, for first day of Spooky Cast, we got some spooky questions to answer. Question number 1.
Number 1.
What is your favorite Halloween movie / book? And I would say let's split this into 2 parts. I added book because I don't really have a lot of movies, as we were discussing earlier in the kitchen. What's your favorite, like, Halloween, like, everyone acknowledges that this is a Halloween movie? And what's your favorite, like, scary movie that you or not necessarily scary, but, like, movie
That
or
you
cartoon or whatever
attribute-
that, like, you are like, this makes me think of Halloween?
So the movie that makes me think of Halloween that isn't necessarily about Halloween is Scooby-Doo Zombie Island.
Yeah, that's valid.
It's not about Halloween, but it's definitely got like Halloween vibes,
Yeah.
even though it's like in the middle of the summer in the South.
Yeah.
But it's just
I get you though. It's like
just got those good vibes.
yeah. We need
Spooky
to find
vibes.
whatever that's on.
Didn't we watch it last year?
We watched it last year. It was on something.
Hmm.
But it moves around all the time. I
Yeah.
feel like every time I see it on something, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta tell Kate this is on here.
Wait, did
and
we
then it's
rent it?
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe we rented it. I don't know.
Anyway.
But
we
last
should
year
watch it.
Netflix had a lot of the Scooby-Doo stuff.
Yeah.
So that's the one that is like not necessarily a Halloween movie, but I'm like, it's a Halloween movie.
Yeah.
What about you?
I added book to this question because like I said, we were kind of talking about this earlier. When I was younger, didn't really watch a lot of Halloween movies. Like, my parents weren't big on like horror or anything, so it wasn't like they weren't against it, but they didn't watch it, so then neither did I.
Yeah.
So the only movie that I can really think of that I'm like, yeah, I gotta watch this every year is Nightmare Before Christmas, which is kind of like, it's a pretty common one. And I
Yeah.
don't feel like I have one that's like part of that other category. But for books, for me, it would be like the Halloween one for me is Small Spaces by Catherine Arden, and it's a kid's book, and it's the first in a series about this girl and her group of friends that she like begins to make at the beginning of the book. And they go on like this field trip with school to this like farm, and then it starts out that she finds this book, or she's like has this book thrown at her from this crazy lady by a stream like in the middle of nowhere, and she's like,
Okay.
hell yeah, crazy book, I'm gonna read this shit.
Oh no.
And so she's like reading this book, and they go on this field trip to this farm, and then she realizes that there's a lot of connections between this farm and the book that she's reading. That's like a diary.
Oh,
kinda thing.
great.
And then shit starts to go down, and the scarecrows come to life and start just taking people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's like a specific Halloween one. It like let me just hit my mic. Like takes place around spooky season. And then the other one, like series that isn't necessarily Halloween, but I always want to read them at Halloween, is the Bunnicula series, because it's about a vampire rabbit, and I mean,
Come on. Come on.
and they're so fucking dumb in the best way.
That's very
Is there,
valid.
like, what's your favorite like cartoon or TV show like Halloween special?
Oh, Scary Godmother.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Is there one that's like the Halloween episode of one of your favorite cartoons?
Oh.
That's like, oh dude, I loved that one.
Shit.
I'm like trying to think of the first one that comes to my head is the SpongeBob one that they almost never air, that I think probably because it was like a little unsettling, but the one where
spooky.
he dresses up or like SpongeBob is trying to be scary, and then everybody tells him that he's not because he's SpongeBob and he's a square. And he's like dressing up as the Dutchman, and Patrick helps him to look more like a ghost, so he shaves off all of the square parts of him, and then when they take off the like to make him round so he looks like a ghost, and then when they take off the sheet, it's just his brain.
Yeah. I remember that. And he has like, does he have like clogs on or something?
Yeah.
I do remember that. I don't remember a lot of like Halloween specials
Yeah.
from when I was a kid. Like, I just remember like the movies and
Yeah.
stuff.
That's valid.
Another one that I really liked growing up was Twitches from Disney Channel. Me and my mom would watch that every year. Like, everybody else was like, yeah, Halloween Town was my shit. Twitches was ours.
I just like didn't really watch Disney Channel. I don't know why. When I was a kid, I had this just like weird. I was like all about Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, and then for whatever reason, it was like Disney Channel's dumb. I don't know why. I have no idea why. Like, I never had anything against any of the shows. I just was like, I don't want to watch Disney Channel because it's dumb. Like, I have no.
No, I get it. Like, it's a different vibe. It's kind of vanilla.
But like a lot of the cartoons on there are great, so I don't know why. I don't know where that came from, but so I just like didn't watch any of those.
Yeah.
Oh, what is your favorite Halloween song? And I want to split this one into like the same categories. Like, what's your favorite Halloween song that's like on every Halloween playlist? And then what's your favorite one that's like you personally connect to
Halloween,
or even one that is a Halloween song, but it's like more obscure.
That's kind of hard to. I'm gonna look at our Halloween playlist because I can't. Like, my brain is just not doing that. So, in the meantime,
actually, I'm gonna look at.
Oh, I was like, in the meantime, do you want to?
Because I can think of my favorite ones that are not necessarily Halloween songs. I love Lake Pontchartrain. I love that song so much.
It's such a good. It's like a good story.
Yeah, and it just like it's such a good sound. One that I guess is probably more obscure, or just like I never, maybe only because it's like newer. They only put it out last year, but Scare Me, also by Ludo, is a great Halloween song.
Yeah, Ludo is just good.
Yeah,
like
it has like a different sound than most of their other stuff. It's a little bit more poppy. It doesn't sound as much like Ludo, but I still really like the song. It gives me like strong Sandlot vibes. Like,
interesting.
It's like if you combine Sandlot and Monster House, that's what that song is to me.
Oh shit.
Well, you know, one that I really like, that is an actual Halloween song too, is well, I really like This Is Halloween. But also Jack's Lament from Nightmare Before Christmas is my favorite song in that movie.
Yeah. I also really love Sally's song.
Yeah.
Is really good from that.
Oh, the Time Warp.
Yeah.
I love that song being on public and children's playlists.
Right?
Like, you hear it in a store.
And you're like,
because like nothing about the song is like lewd.
Yeah, I suppose.
But the movie
is so
like,
wild.
All I can think of, like, I hear the song and I just think of fucking Tim Curry
in drag.
That whole getup, like,
which honestly, whew,
slaps.
It's a fucking outfit, man. I really love Wolf Like Me, which makes me think of werewolves.
Yeah.
And I really love the original. I know you don't love the original, but it's just so good. I love by TV on the radio originally.
Something about like the way that it sounds and the way that his voice sounds, I just don't like it at all. I love the lyrics, but like that's always one that I would skip because I didn't learn the lyrics until I found a different version that I like better. And then was like, oh, these lyrics are actually like awesome.
Yeah, I love the lyrics. I love the whole song.
Like the sound just like grinds on me. Couldn't tell you why, but I just kind of hate it. But I really like the one that's Lyra Lynn and Shovels and Rope.
Yeah.
It's very gay.
Also, a new one, or I guess not new, but I found that there's some covers on Spotify of It's Terror Time Again, which is also from Scooby-Doo Zombie Island.
I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet.
Which is such a fucking bop. Yeah. And the covers are actually really good. I really like this cover that I found. It's by Nate Wants to Battle. I don't know. It sounds familiar, but I don't know.
I don't know. Somebody farted.
It wasn't me.
I hope it wasn't. Something wrong with you if it was.
There's a lot wrong with me.
I suspect it was him.
But also
pointed right at me.
That's true. Also, Become the Beast is so good. Any songs that make me think of werewolves,
Same. Yeah.
you know? Also, one that I'm going to add tomorrow, Superstitious.
Mm.
Very superstitious. Writings on the wall. You know?
Yeah.
That one. Just
Ooh.
makes me think of Halloween.
Another one that is... there's a couple more. I could just like go through this whole playlist.
Honestly, yeah, just like all of our Halloween music.
The Legend of the Spooky Man by Destry.
I
Smith.
listened to that one today.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah, it's great. His music is really funny. He's a YouTuber, so it's like he's a comedy YouTuber. So some of his songs are really dumb and like intentionally, and some of them are like really like actually really
Just
good.
really good. Yeah.
Even his dumb songs though like kind of slap. Like the song,
Yeah.
like the sound is really good, and then you actually listen to the words, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude,
Like,
I feel the
there's
same
one
about
that, I really like that. Literally, it's just about masturbating, but the sound is so good. It's like so fucking catchy.
dude, I feel the same about Matt Watson.
Yeah.
Like like their music on Super Mega, hilarious. But also his personal music, actually amazing.
Yeah.
Legitimately
Wait a minute,
amazing.
You're talented? Get out of here.
Right? You're funny and talented? Fuck you.
And then the other one that I was looking at is Ginny Bingham's Ghost by Frank Turner.
Also
I
a
fucking love
favorite.
that song.
Just so fucking good.
Yeah.
I
want to be her.
right? Ginny Bingham lived a fantastical life that I want to live.
Like, it's a song based on a real person from history. And if you felt like looking her up, I would really recommend it. He also did a podcast that, when he released that album, where he did a whole episode talking about each song with somebody who, like a historical expert on the person that he made the songs about. And that one is really interesting. I would recommend looking it up if you feel like learning more about Ginny Bingham.
I believe I listened to it, but I've totally forgotten about it.
I think I should go back and listen to it again.
I-
I can't remember anything.
Yeah, I think I should too.
What do you think the actual Monster Mash sounds like? As you were describing earlier, the song describes that the song happened,
but
it
we
doesn't,
don't know.
like the song
the
that we hear
actual-
is not the song.
The
Because
song that we
hear is the
hear.
song about the Monster Mash.
Yeah. So I'm thinking it's like the Cupid Shuffle.
Yeah.
Like everybody can do it, so everybody does.
Yeah.
So like you have this room full of dancing monsters, and then the Monster Mash comes on,
Yeah.
and like everybody from the back wall is like, "Oh yeah, I can do this."
Shit. Yeah, it's like just the fucking monster version
of the Cupid Shuffle. Yeah, that's what I think it is.
You know? That
Which
sounds
is
right.
why they are singing about everybody dancing to the Monster Mash,
Yeah. That would make sense.
and why Drac would be offended about the Transylvania twist,
Yeah.
because not everybody can twist like that.
Yeah. That's valid. I think you're right. I think that is the correct answer to that question. What was the best costume or like your favorite costume that you had as a kid?
My favorites, I can only really remember like 3
Mhm.
that I did. And one year I was a black cat, which like pretty generic, but you know, when you're a kid. One year I was a unicorn in a unicorn onesie, which was a great idea until it snowed and the unicorn pants were too long for me. So I was walking around in snow and slush, and then just like my legs were just freezing by the time we got home. And I'm surprised I didn't get frostbite. That one was pretty good. But I think my favorite was that I guess I was like 4 years old, and my parents have a picture of me in this green M&M costume. And I was the lesbian M&M before I even knew that I was gay, and I think that's super fitting.
Yeah, that's valid. I think that, so my mom bless her heart. Always like she would make our costumes, and she
Like
like
a fucking
pretty
badass.
much went all out. And I think that my probably my favorite one as a kid was I was a wolf like several times
Yes.
because I'm a fucking furry. And at one point my mom like we had like varying degrees of like wolf costumes. And the best one was my mom made me like basically a literal fursuit.
Oh my god.
I didn't wear like a mask, but I had like a whole hood with the ears, and I had like these big paws, and it was great because it was so cold and I was literally just wearing an entire fursuit. I was so toasty.
What you're describing to me is like the little like monster kid from Where the Wild Things Are.
Kinda, yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
adorable.
Except we couldn't find gray fur that looked right, so I was a white wolf. I was an Arctic wolf.
Ooh, special.
Except I had the same problem that you did with your unicorn costume because my tail was too long and it would drag on the ground and it was fully stuffed. So by the time I got home, when it was like dragging through all of the snow and slush, it was just like soaking wet and disgusting. So like this whole white outfit and then the tail was just nasty.
That sounds like my first persona was a white wolf. I just want you to know that.
What was your worst costume as a kid?
My worst costume? That was probably the unicorn one because just I couldn't feel my legs was how bad it was. And we had to like chisel off the snow.
Oof.
Yeah. And I was small and the snow drifts were large. So not only did it go past my knees, it was just all clumps.
Oof.
So
that's rough.
That was like the worst.
Yeah.
And my brother was a vampire that year. No problems.
I think for me, it would be between two. One was when I was in middle school, I decided to be Gur, and I had like the whole like the doggy onesie, except the face just like I tried to make it look like it had the bulging eyes, and it just didn't look good. It was just like bad. And it wasn't the right shape because it was shaped like my head, instead of like Gur. So it just like didn't look good. Everybody told me it was cool, but I was like, no, it's not.
No, this is bad.
It didn't work out. Or as you heard me describing on the phone earlier, I was Bunnicula, I think probably several times also. But I remember one time specifically when one of my brothers and a couple of his friends were the Blues Brothers, and I was Bunnicula. And every time we'd go up to the door, and me and Sam had to like wait for Mason and his friends to like do their whole spiel, because instead of going up to the doors and saying trick or treat, the person would open the door. They'd be like, "We are on a mission from God," and then they would ask for candy. And like it was great. The people would always giggle and stuff, but every time they would like get this great like presentation from the Blues Brothers, and then I would go up and I'm like, "I'm Bunnicula," but they would always think that I was the Easter Bunny. And I was like, absolutely not. I'm not the fucking Easter Bunny. So of course I didn't say that because I was like 6. But then I just had like, I was dressed like a rabbit, but I had like those shitty like dollar store vampire teeth.
Did you have like the little black like thing?
But it's just like would just look like a bunny, you know?
Yeah.
But like they would be like, "Oh my gosh, you're such a cute Easter bunny," and I would just like hiss at them with my vampire teeth, and they'd be like, "Okay,
all right."
But like they were not making the connection, and I was 6, so I didn't know how to tell them that they were wrong. Also, you can't talk when you have those things in your mouth. You just slobber all over yourself. It wasn't that it was a bad costume; it just was like not received.
Yeah, not the right audience. What I guess I could tell like the actual worst Halloween costume that I did. Do you remember, or were you with us when we just like went out and walked around the neighborhoods over there with AJ?
No, I don't think so.
You must not have been.
I went with her one time, I think, but I don't know if I don't remember which one are you talking about?
I'm about to out myself and embarrass myself really bad.
Valid.
But I was, young and probably a little older than is normal to go trick-or-treating, but we
I
all
went
just
until
wanted,
senior year, so I mean.
yeah,
But anyway,
we all just wanted to go. And my friends came by my house and I didn't have an outfit, but what I did have was the horrifying work in progress fursuit head that I was working on. And it was horrifying. You know the fucking animatronics from Five Nights at Freddy's?
Mhm.
That's what it looked like.
honestly, that's a solid costume. Though.
And I just had that on my head. So it was foam and fucking duct tape, and it had no eyes in it. And it was just this black duct tape mask. And it was A, horrifying, and B, super embarrassing. Like, when I look back on it, it's like so fucking
Let
embarrassing
me just
and
tell all
bad.
my friends right now.
No, it was bad. It was so bad. And I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to go out and show children because so many of them ran away. But you know what? I hope nobody knew what that was because I didn't even know. But there was
If you
that.
want some of those, go for it. I know you said your tummy hurt, but
My tummy does hurt, and I don't know why. But yeah, that was the worst Halloween costume that I ever did because I specifically remember children running away from me and crying.
honestly, that's a mood. That's like solid. Okay, what's your favorite costume that you did as an adult?
As an adult,
Yeah.
I really liked our Undertale cosplay because
Yeah.
I think everybody went to the nines for
Yeah.
that, and I really liked it. And going back and looking at it, it's still kind of embarrassing, but like,
It's only
It's
embarrassing
just me.
because the internet made Undertale cringy.
yeah, they made it really gross, and I liked it,
Yeah,
and
but
I
we
enjoyed
fortunately
it.
did that costume in the years that it was super popular.
Yeah.
So it wasn't. There was actually another group of Undertale people when we went to
Yeah. And we got a
bar.
lot of compliments. And I think if the bar owner knew what we were from, we would have won it because all
We didn't-
four of
They
us.
didn't do a competition that year.
They didn't?
No.
I remember
it was the next year because I remember us talking about that if they had done a competition when we were Undertale, we absolutely would have won. But it was the next year. It was, or no, they did do it that one.
Yeah.
They did it differently.
Oh,
That's right.
okay.
No, that's what I'm thinking. Because the other year that we went, when we were dressed up as all different things. They did
Because I didn't go that year. I think I only went the year.
You went that year. You just didn't dress up.
Mm.
I remember. We have pictures. That was when I was.
You remember I'm a party pooper.
San and
Oh,
Allie was
yeah.
Sophie.
Yeah.
Brie didn't really
Okay.
dress up either. I mean, she wore like, not to call Brie out, but she didn't really put together like a whole costume. She had some like merch that she wore from Overwatch, I think.
Oh, yeah. She was like diva.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you just hadn't had time to make a costume that year.
Yeah. I think things were.
You were having a bad
Wild.
time. We had to convince you to come with us.
Yeah.
But I remember that like you're right. I remember talking about that.
Because we
That
were
if
like so
the
angry
guy,
about
if
it.
there was one judge and we all like got in line to be judged and
he didn't know what we were.
so it didn't really matter. But then the next year it was all up to like the crowd who won.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, if they had judged it this
With
way
the crowd.
when we were Undertale, we absolutely would have won.
Yeah. Because like we got stopped so many times and being
we
like,
had a bunch
this
of
is
people want to
fucking
take pictures
cool.
with us and
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, we did really good costumes with that one.
Yeah.
I think my favorite ones, the Undyne one turned out really cool, but it was miserable to wear, so that's
Yeah.
definitely not my favorite.
It was so fucking cool.
It
my
looked really
dude.
cool, but the ears, the fins
Were
on my ears
so-
hurt me horribly.
Yeah.
And I used latex body paint, which looked great,
Yeah.
but was just horrible to have on my body. Like,
Yeah.
it was like warm, but also every time I had to put on my jacket, it would like stuck to my body.
Yeah.
But I think my favorites are, speaking of San, I did that
Yeah.
one a couple years ago, and
Just fucking cool.
I think that's like the most accurate like character
Yeah.
costume that I've ever made, and I still really like it.
Yeah.
And a couple years before that, I did Ravio from A Link Between Worlds, and I really liked that one.
Ravio.
He's, I don't want to say who he is because
He's the bunny guy.
the bunny guy.
Okay, yeah.
I was like,
I know the mask
I
you're
don't
thinking
wanna,
of.
like spoil the end of the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually think about doing that one again because I liked it, but I think that I could do the mask better
Yeah.
than I did before. So
I also think of your Harley Quinn one.
yeah,
Or
I haven't done that
Quinn
one for Halloween.
But
I
the
did
boots
that
were so
for-
fucking cool.
Yeah, I did that one for a couple of events that we did at work.
And
The
your
boots
Dark
are actually,
Magician
like-
one.
Oh, the Dark Magician Girl one was terrible.
I just remember the staff.
Yeah. It wasn't actually the costume itself, like the outfit was fine. But the boots, the part that my mom made was great. The parts that I made were not.
Oh, no.
The boots and the hat like fell apart and the wig was terrible. I bought a horrible wig.
Mm.
What's the worst thing that you remember getting while trick-or-treating?
One time I got a toothpaste and a toothbrush.
Oof. That's rough. I don't remember ever getting like things. But I would have to say the worst candy that someone can give out is fucking bottle caps.
Mm.
Bottle caps are the worst.
I don't love bottle caps, but they're not my least favorite. I don't know what my
That's-
least favorite is though.
For me, it's between like bottle caps are the worst, and then
Mhm.
like next up is dots. I don't like dots.
I love dots actually. A lot of chocolate ones. I hate mounds. I don't want them anywhere. See, I don't want them near me. I can't do
see-
coconut.
Yeah,
It's ugh.
can't relate.
I
See,
just don't
we-
like chocolate very much.
Yeah, which is like most of it.
Yeah.
You know what's like the best kind of like rare one that you get occasionally are
Mm.
the vanilla Tootsie Rolls.
Oh, those are so good.
Those are
I
so
also
fucking
really
good.
like the fruity Tootsie Rolls. Those are good.
Yeah. My favorites were always the vanilla ones, and you'd get like 2 in your bag, and you'd be like, "Fuck yeah!"
Right?
And then your
You'd
mom
like
would steal
see
one,
the
and you're
white
like, "No!"
wrapper or like the blue wrapper,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh shit. Those are tasty.
What's the most haunted place you've ever been in?
The most haunted?
Like, where have you been that you're like, I got some vibes from this place?
Oh, just like vibage or like
Like, I don't
lore
think-
wise?
Either one, whichever one kind of calls out to you.
I'm like, okay,
you can think of.
probably the train depot
Yeah.
is like notorious for being haunted here. And I've been in it. It's fun.
Yeah.
They've got a cute museum and I like it.
I've never got like vibes from it though.
Yeah, I've never gotten vibes from it. I've been places
Like,
where
know
I
there's lots
feel
of stories
vibes.
about it. Yeah, either like I'd have to say, like historically haunted would either be there or the Atlas. I feel like
Mhm.
the Atlas is a little bit spookier, but I
Yeah.
still like I've never had any like.
Well,
There's
'cause
always
the
too many
Atlas
people
was
there.
like,
There's like so much going on. So it
Yeah.
doesn't- maybe if I went in there when there was no one there and it was dark, like,
Yeah.
it would feel a little spookier. But
I think I've also been to the Atlas.
I'm
Where
sure you have.
was
Have you ever gone to the Melodrama?
I don't know. I think I've been into because there's the theater over by East, that
That's
one,
the little theater.
and then there's the Atlas is downtown.
Yeah.
Is that where we had our thing for the Y, our like Christmas thing for the Y?
I didn't go to that, but it might have been.
Because maybe I haven't been in the Atlas.
I'm sure you have. They do so many things there.
Yeah. I just can't remember, but
Yeah.
yeah. It does seem like haunted spooky.
Yeah.
The only place I've gotten like super bad vibes is like the church we live by. That one on the hill.
Yeah, that's valid.
I've gotten like super sick, like bad vibes
Hmm.
from that.
Yeah. I would say my elementary school that is no longer there.
Yeah, that's a bad vibe.
Yeah, that one, like the school.
The dreams, the ghosts that you've seen.
Yeah, this like we've talked about our like spooky stories that I had heard about that school. So there's that, and then also not there anymore. There's a church that is like a couple blocks away from my parents' house, and not the church itself, but the playground that used to be outside of it was like super sketchy, and it would just always like creep me out.
Just bad vibes.
Just like, and it wasn't even like it was all broken. I mean, it was old, but it wasn't like broken and stuff.
It wasn't
just
like dangerous, but it was just like,
yeah, it was like, I'm not going in there.
No, I don't like that.
Yeah, just didn't feel right.
Yeah.
If you could replace anyone's head with a pumpkin, who would it be and why?
Trump. He's like 90% there. I just want to see the full transformation.
I want to do myself because I would like to be full of seeds instead of thoughts.
Bitch, me too.
Also, then I can just carve a spooky face into my face, and then it'd be sick.
Do you want to do that pumpkin photo shoot and put a pumpkin over your head?
Dude, they have those ones. We should get the foam ones from like Michael's,
so
or
we
whatever.
can save them. Yeah.
Also, it'd just be easier to wear than like an actual pumpkin.
It would also stink less.
That's true.
And be less heavy. So
Yeah, and we could like glue shit inside of it.
yeah. Ooh, we could put lights inside of it. Ooh. Dude, that TikTok audio is stuck in my head. What do you think, Wackaspunkus? Kill him. You naughty Wackaspunkus.
I keep getting the one that's like, what are you doing in my house?
I want waffle fries.
Anyway. Was there ever something that you wanted to dress up as, but you couldn't for whatever reason?
Oh, so many things. I call it cosplay now because I guess that's what it turns into if you're an adult. But like so many things. I want to return to Amethyst and like try to do it better.
Mm-hmm.
But I also just like don't want to relive what happened on that Halloween.
Yeah, that's valid. I thought your Amethyst was really good.
I thought it was kind of bad.
I thought it was really good. I think
I didn't even have the gem. But people in Walmart thought I looked wild, so that was fun.
I think the only thing was that like your the body paint you used made you look really shiny, and I think that made you very self-conscious.
Yeah. It just I also think it was like too off color, or like the hair wasn't light enough.
I thought it looked good.
I thought the contrast wasn't enough, you know what I mean?
There's like so many things that I just like I want to do, but I don't know how to build them, or I cannot afford to build them. I went on a whole fucking like hyperfixation period one time where my dad and I were watching Godzilla, and he was like, figure out how to build me that, and I was like, okay, and I just went on this whole deep dive trying to learn how to build a Godzilla suit, and it costs like thousands of dollars.
God damn.
That's something that I would like to do.
I would also like to do that. I want one of the blow up ones.
Yeah,
that is like Godzilla. Because that would be so fucking fun.
Or one that's a little bit more in the realm of possibilities, but is not going to happen anytime soon, is I would like to do a Rito from Breath of the Wild, because
that
I've
would
seen
be wild.
people's like fucking sick ass, I mean essentially fursuits of those, and they look so cool.
They look pretty.
And I would love to do that. I think it would be fun, but I have no idea how, and I don't have the money to do it.
I keep seeing people just like have crow fursuits, and I want to do that.
The bird, I just
that.
like the bird masks. I think
they're cool.
I want to do the bird. I want to do the clicky with my mouth.
Yeah,
here for it. What is the spookiest thing that's ever happened to you personally?
The spookiest thing? Yeah. I don't think that I've like personally experienced spooky.
The first one that came to my mind was when Emily and I drove to that fucking town with 6 people
silo.
and like in the middle of the night, and we kept like there was just a huge nasty old grain silo in the middle of this town, and we like saw it from a distance and we're like, oh, that thing gives me bad vibes, and we were like driving around and somehow ended up next to it without realizing until we were there, and we're like, oh my god, and it just like felt bad.
It's
And
just
then we
towering
pieced the
over
fuck
you.
out of there.
Yeah.
Or just like existing in my elementary school at night.
Yeah. That's fair. That's a specific spooky. I remember being scared, but like nothing really supernatural, really,
Yeah.
except for, the chupacabra, which we have pretty much debunked, but like
Yeah. But it didn't feel right then.
it did not feel right at all. But I think that's all of us just like communicating and being like, no,
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah. What the fuck was that? I don't know. We should leave. Oh god. Along those lines, or tangentially, do you believe in ghosts? And what moment or like what experience made you believe in ghosts?
I think that ghosts could be a thing. I've never really experienced it. So I wouldn't be able to tell you why I think that they exist, but other than I think that our energies kind of linger after they have happened. Like, have you ever walked into a room after somebody has had an argument and then you just kind of feel it?
No.
Well, I have. So I kind of feel like that's just residual sort of energy that's left. And that's why I think ghosts happen.
Yeah. We've had this conversation before
I
and you
know.
got mad at me, so I'm not going to tell you why I think that's nonsense. But
You asked me.
I know, it was just on the list.
Okay.
If you couldn't guess, lean towards no. I'm not going to say that there absolutely are no ghosts, but I think that if there were, we would have had a definitive way to prove it by now.
Mm.
So despite there's lots of things that have happened to me that I don't know how to explain, but that doesn't mean that there is not an explanation. It just means that I don't know everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know why the silo is creepy, but I'm sure that some psychologist could be like, this is why. And I'd be like, oh, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or I don't know why, or like what makes people think that they hear things or whatever, when there's like collective experiences. I don't know what causes that, but I feel like there's a more logical reason than ghosts. I think that humans are a very imaginative species, and I think that we let that run away with us sometimes, which is not always a bad thing. If anything, it's fun to believe those things, or to I love to think about it.
Yeah.
I think it's a fun idea to entertain, but I don't really believe it. It's just like God for me. I'm like, I'm not going to say there isn't one because I don't have a way to prove that there isn't one, but until somebody proves to me that there is one, I'm not really leaning towards it.
Mm-hmm.
This one is hard. What non-sweets food reminds you or is like a Halloween thing to you?
Popcorn.
Popcorn?
Popcorn.
I guess. I guess like popcorn balls is like a pretty big one. That was never one that I really ate as a kid, so I guess I don't really think about it. But
I did,
popcorn in itself doesn't scream Halloween to me.
Not
But I
like,
get it.
but I'm like popcorn, like cheddar balls,
Yeah.
things like
I
that.
always I attribute or think of those more as
More
a
of, like,
Christmas
caramel.
thing because we used to get those like from those giant cans of those, several gallon like tin cans of popcorn that have like the caramel corn and the regular popcorn,
And they have the
cheesy
Christmas
popcorn.
mural on the outside. Yeah.
That's like what I think about. That's like the cheesy one.
Mm-hmm.
At least makes me think of those because I didn't ever want to eat the other ones.
Yeah. We used to get popcorn balls all the time from my old babysitter, and they were amazing. They were so good.
Nice. Yeah, I don't think I ever had popcorn balls as a kid.
Yeah.
But that's I get it. It definitely if somebody is like popcorn ball, I'm like that's a Halloween thing.
Yeah,
I
but
just,
that's
did
the
not
only
think about it.
thing that I can think of.
Everything else is sweets in some
that's
way or
not
other
sweets.
that I can think of. It's like all different candies
Yeah,
and like
pumpkin
anything
pie.
pumpkin, like
Anything pumpkin is usually sweet.
yeah.
Unless you do pumpkin soup, but
Yeah,
like
but
that's not
like,
inherently
common
a
thing, and
Halloween
it's-
thing.
Yeah, it's not like a common food, I feel like, and it's
Yeah.
not really a Halloween. There's like, if anything, that's just like a fall thing to me.
Yeah.
Like a lot of pumpkin stuff is, even though it's like pumpkin is mostly Halloween, but it's also like fall generally.
Yeah.
But that's like, yeah, I can't think of any other like savory thing that I'm like, yes, this is Halloween.
Mm-mm.
The closest thing that I could think of is those things that we make with the salami and the pickles, but it's only because we
That's
found
only
that
us.
recipe when
Now
we
I
were
really
looking
want
for
those.
stuff for a Halloween party, but they really like we eat them all the time.
Yeah. Which I really love that recipe. It's fucking good.
I don't love this question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. If someone wanted to scare the soul out of you, what would they have to do?
Probably just jump scare me. Like any sort of jump scare usually gets people.
See, I like
Or like
to like really
deeply
scare me. You would have to have the dogs out of my sight and then tell me something happened to them, and then I would also not be your friend anymore.
No, that's like
'Cause
that's
it's fucked
not
up.
kind
That's
of
what I
a
don't like, because that's like the first
Yeah.
thing that kind of I think of is like if you're genuinely trying to scare me, you'd have to do something that would like fuck with me
yeah.
like that, and that's a shitty thing to do. So I was
No.
like, I don't like this question, but I wanted to know if you had like another reaction to it.
No, like if you really wanted to scare me, you would do the same. Like say something bad or horrible happened.
Yeah.
Like which is why I hate those pranks and I don't think that they're funny.
Okay, let's word it differently. Let's make it a more fun thing. If somebody was gonna give you a nice little spook, what would they do?
Jump scares, man. Just like
like-
pop out anything that my brain isn't already expecting is
Yeah.
going to scare me.
Valid.
So like just being in different situations, like I'm already scared.
Okay, like, do you think that someone could set up like not a long-winded prank, but like, you know, more than just a ha gotcha,
Mm.
like just to give you like the heebie-jeebies?
If you did that and then like you fell on the ground or something, that would scare me
Yeah.
in two different ways.
I just jump out and then I collapse. I'm
I'm like, oh my god, and then you're laughing. I'm like, oh my god. See, that would scare me, but like it would also be like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be as bad as
It
being
wouldn't
like
be,
the dogs
like-
are dead.
Yeah. It wouldn't be like a psychological horror. It would be like, you motherfucker, and then you
Right.
just like kick them. And, like,
Right? It wouldn't have time to set in.
Yeah. If you were to combine, like, use 4 animals to combine to make like the most, like the scariest animal you can think of, or like creature, what animals would you combine? Like, what would it look like? What parts would you take?
Okay, so 4?
Yeah.
4 animals? All right, I'm going to write these down.
And I'm gonna say that let's stick with like real animals. Like, don't use mythological animals because then it gets a little out of hand.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
All right. So, first of all, recently I learned of the stonefish from the guy on TikTok
Mm-hmm.
who does all of the animals,
Yeah.
like the facts about the animals. The stonefish, if you step on it, it has like a poison, like on the ridge of its scales.
Mhm.
You know, the center. Anyways, if you step on it, it can go through layers and layers of shoes, and the more you press on it, the more poison goes into your system,
Mm-hmm.
and it's highly poisonous and causes you to drown in whatever water you're in. So that's bad enough, but it looks like a fucking stone. It
Mhm.
looks like the bottom of the ocean, so you wouldn't even know you're stepping on one until you're dead
Mm-hmm.
and drowning. So that, I'm going to say it for the poison and also its fucking camouflage abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Take those 2. A centipede, because they have a billion creepy, horrible legs
Mhm.
that latch onto everything, and I love it.
Yeah.
And they also have like those back two like flicky things
Mhm.
that aren't mandibles, but they're, spooky. And a chimpanzee,
Mhm.
because I want it to have creepy human hands
Mhm.
and the rage that chimpanzees have.
Yeah.
So it's just got like fucking monkey arms and probably a chimp face because they're
The ability
horrifying. They're horrifying to
form
look at.
armies and go to war.
Form armies and leggies. And a hippo for the size and swimming ability. And you will never run from this fucking thing because it's huge and it has a billion legs. And you never be able to escape its wrath.
So is it like? So it has the camouflage, like cover skin, whatever,
Mhm.
of the fish and
Mhm.
the venom.
Yep.
So does it have like hands at the end of all of its centipede legs?
I'm thinking
Is it shaped like a centipede? What is
I'm-
it shaped like?
I'm thinking it's shaped like a centaur because I've been watching Centaur World.
That's valid.
So it's like
So
a
it's got, like,
centaur
chimpanzee like torso and
Yeah.
then, like a billion legs.
and like just like the skin is all the same like rocky texture.
Yeah.
And then it just like leads from the torso to the horrible legs.
Yeah.
And then it's got a spine on its back to poison you so you can never leave it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
then
got
it's just,
creepy
like,
monkey
massive.
hands to chase after you with. And if it has to run, it has to run on like its like claws, its monkey claws,
Yeah. That
and
sounds pretty
slither
horrifying.
after you. Yeah.
So I went with the animals. I went with our penguin, giant squid, African gray parrot, and starfish.
Ooh.
Okay. So I'm thinking generally the shape and size of the giant squid. We have the like intense muscle, like the fucking power
Mm-hmm.
of a squid, the ability to communicate and camouflage with its skin,
Mm.
the intelligence of the giant squid and the bird combined. Instead of like the fins that squids have on their heads, it would just have giant fucking wings, so it can
Oh.
swim and fly.
Oh God.
Penguins, I chose specifically because have you ever seen the inside of a penguin's mouth?
That's
It's
scary.
fucking horrifying.
Yeah.
So like that horrible monstrosity, like
In the
inside
beak.
the
squid beak.
squid beak, but also from the starfish, the ability to spit out its guts and digest you without you being able to do anything about it.
Mm.
It just like it gets
Engulfs
you with its
ya.
arms and just vomits out its stomach at you and just like and then just the last thing you see is you're being digested actively is that horrible billions of teeth maw in that beak and it's like flying away with your corpse.
Goodbye. Whee. See that would get me, but it would also look really stupid when it flies.
Yeah, that's valid. Just like wings.
Yeah. What if it just like folds them up like birds do?
I mean,
Just puts its legs in its mouth. Just
you never even see the wings.
oh
There's just too many legs and mouths.
Oh God. That's like fucking Cthulhu shit there. But also
My first thought
very
I was
scary.
like, okay, what is like one of the most horrifying? The squid was like the first thing, the 1st
Mhm.
animal. And then I was like, all right, how do I add to that? Because I was like, okay, well, I have to pick some shit from the ocean because the ocean is terrifying.
yeah. I really hate chimpanzees and hippos. Like I don't trust them.
I don't
They're
hate
evil.
hippos. I don't want to be near a hippo, but I definitely like to look at them.
They're cute as hell, but it's wrong. They're like koalas. I don't fuck with koalas either.
Yeah.
They're evil.
I just don't like monkeys.
I hate- I think that marmosets and like the smaller the monkey, the cuter it gets.
Yeah.
And like the less like a person it looks, the cuter it gets.
Are marmosets monkeys or lemurs?
You know what? I don't know. Because I thought they were
neither.
primates.
Are lemurs primates?
Are lemurs primates? I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, generally, I don't like monkeys.
Yeah. I don't like apes.
See, I like apes because I like gorillas.
I love
I
gorillas,
like gorillas,
but
like,
I
kinda
hate
other than that,
chimpanzees.
yeah, I don't like chimpanzees.
I just
Or orangutans. I don't.
Yeah, they're all just like psychopaths.
Yeah,
Chimpanzees are, and they're
gross,
ugly.
and they're ugly.
Gorillas are their beautiful, more well-rounded cousin
Yeah,
who
they're
knows
just fine.
sign language,
Yeah.
who can learn
Like,
sign
could murder
language.
you, but like would rather not.
Yeah, like could easily murder you, but like, not
Is it
really
worth
one
it?
for that.
Okay, last question. If like money and skill and whatever else were not an object or were not an obstacle for you, what would you build with pumpkins? Like, they have those like competition shows of pumpkin carving the same way they do like the cake baking ones. Like, what would you do?
I don't know what I would do because like pumpkins rot, and I would want to keep it because
Well, I mean, I get it, but like if you were gonna build a display,
if I was
Like, if
going
you-
to enter something
like
into a
if you were
pumpkin
gonna
contest,
be in a contest or whatever, like, and you could make it as big or as intricate as you wanted, what would you do?
like Disney's Haunted Mansion, but just like made out of pumpkins.
That's valid. I was thinking similarly of like, the spooky like Halloween village town thing. Like you
Oh,
can buy all the
hell
stuff at
yeah.
like Michael's. I want to build that, but just out of pumpkins.
That's
And
nice.
have like lots of lights. I want to have like guys in there.
Like,
who
each
are,
of
like,
their
wearing
houses are pumpkins?
Yeah.
That would be so cute. Just each of the houses being like little gourds.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah. I would love it.
I would love that too. Like a little fairy town, but
Yeah.
like not.
But made out of pumpkins.
Hell yeah.
Little spooky guys.
I'm really here for that.
Yeah.
Spooky guys. Logan, what are you doing?
So we were also gonna do Would You Rather, but this ended up taking much more time than I expected it to. So I think we'll save that for the next episode.
Sounds good.
So hope you enjoy this spooky cast.
We'll see you in a week.
We'll see you in 5 minutes. Bye.